It's Faulted Rune, also known as Faulted ASMR. And today's video is going to be a soft spoken with rain sounds. Now, this was requested by one of you guys in the comments below, so if you have a video you'd like me to do, or triggers that you would like me to do, just leave a comment or join my Discord and we can get it sorted. Now, I think this might be kind of a ramble type of video, mainly because I don't really know what to talk about with the soft spoken. So I am going to basically talk about what I've been doing and hopefully ramping up content production on here. So I don't know if you guys, some of the long-time fans might know, but I do uni and I also stream on Twitch, and I have dabbled in ASMR before. Now, what I plan to do is kind of make this either a weekly or twice a week occurrence for you guys to enjoy. I have some video ideas in the works, some of my favorite triggers, and maybe even a roleplay. I don't know about that just yet, so we'll have to wait and see. But I'm going to be making these in the meantime, one a week. I have a recording schedule, so that should be fun. I have actually organised my life quite a bit in the past couple of days, weeks. So it is about making this sort of stuff for everyone. I hope you guys enjoy the triggers tonight. I'm not sure how long I should make the video for, or if the soft spoken is actually good. I'm worried that I go too deep, but I'm sure you guys will let me know in the description. Oh, sorry, the comments. Anyway, so that's that side of things. Making more ASMR videos for you guys. Additionally, I guess I'm just going to ramble about what's been going on, some things that have been bothering me, and I don't know, maybe some solutions to them as well. Maybe some self-help stuff. Can you tell that I just turned on the camera and this is a little bit impromptu? I think you can. So, I've been started up uni recently. So this is the first week. So, if everything doesn't if everything doesn't hit the fan, you should get one of these videos once a week. But I'm doing 3 subjects at uni. So, human-computer interaction, database systems, and what's the third one? Sugar. I forgot it. Oh, project management. Super fun and riveting. But it's good. It's getting me back into a schedule of going out, meeting friends, doing things, not just in my room, like a typical computer science student. So it's been fun. It's hard to really come up with a complaint about what's been going on in my life recently, because everything's been quite good in terms of yeah, I'm just kind of on track. No need to brag or anything. Fuck. I don't even know if I'll upload this part of the video, but we're gonna go with it. I might go through some stuff that helps me relax when I'm having a panic attack or something like that, so we'll dive into that now. So I don't know if you guys know, or if many people know, but I suffer from anxiety attacks. or panic attacks, more commonly known as. And they're not typical in the sort of sense of I deal with anxiety on a daily basis type sort of thing. I rarely have a lot of anxiety now. I did have a lot when I was younger. I was a teenager and doing HSE and hadn't developed any sort of coping mechanisms for that anxiety, so it would just build up. I do stress eat, so that is a way, I guess, like a little bit of anxiety, but life gets stressful sometimes, and I think we need to remember that. But anxiety is quite different. Anyway, I get panic attacks, and they're unique specifically. I know a lot of people feel like something's wrong, or they're going to die, or they're having some kind of emergency. I, on the other hand, funnily enough, I have panic attacks that I am losing my mind, and that I'm going insane, and that no one's going to be around to help me. I'm just going to lose touch of reality, and when that happens, I spiral into sort of some quite negative thought habits where I'm like, okay, I'm insane. Like everything around me isn't real, and then I just question everything, and it's quite intense. Obviously, it's purely because of the anxiety and kind of due to caffeine consumption as well. But there are, was it like 5 key things that kind of like ground me during that. And the first thing I do when I notice myself kind of getting into that sort of thought pattern or like spiraling, specifically with my type of anxiety, I haven't really met anyone that suffers from the exact same things that I do, but the same physiological functions still apply. So I usually sit in my bed and I put on what you're hearing right now, or it'll be a forest, like wind rustling through trees rather than a thunderstorm. And I will visualize myself walking through that forest, or like walking in the rain. And I find that if I can take my mind's take control of my mind's like imagination or visualization component, I can kind of minimize the impact that it has of me distorting my reality around me. So that's one thing that I do, which I guess is a form of meditation, which is what I'm going to the second point, is what I do is during that, I tend to try and enter a meditative state. I'm really quite good at this. I've been doing or practicing sort of like, I guess it's not meditation, but it's more like trance-like states for quite a while. I've been doing it since I was 13. So I've been watching a lot of like self-hypnosis videos or like trance videos to kind of quiet your mind and specifically just not have anything going on, and you kind of really direct your focus and attention away from the anxiety and the panic. Now, when I say this isn't a foolproof kind of thing, because sometimes it doesn't work. I can't really take control of it, especially when I've begun to spiral for quite a bit. So, tip number 3. Breathing. I guess they all kind of tie in together. If you do them all, this helps me specifically. I'm not a psychiatrist or a trained professional. These are just some like tips that I have picked up dealing with my specific case of freak. So what I usually do is I take a breath in, I count for 6 seconds. So 6 seconds in. Hold for 6 seconds. release for 6 seconds. So I combine the visualization technique that I do, sort of like walking through a forest, like a river, really dense, like thick canopy, cool air. I like close my eyes and like picture that and hear the running water, and I see butterflies and like sun rays like breaking through the canopy, and this garden path that sort of just like leads in, and it's just calm and relaxing, and yeah. Couple that with entering a meditative or trance-like state with the deep breathing. I find that can be quite helpful for me. Even doing it now, I'm like quite relaxed. And additionally, if those 3 don't work, just 3, or was it 4? Wait. Trance, visualization, breathing, yeah, 3. Number 4 is actually, funnily enough, talking to someone. And I've only really found out this recently with a really close friend of mine. I've really opened up about this to a lot of people. Now I'm doing it online, on YouTube, for your guys' entertainment. But how do I put it? I basically just tell them that I'm having this particular type of panic attack, that I feel crazy, I feel insane, basically, like I've got no grip on my sanity, and I'm like delusional, I'm hallucinating, stuff like that. So anyway, I won't get into it, but I'll tell them that I'm going through this particular brand of anxiety, and I was like, can you just talk about normal things that have happened in your day? And I think this kind of counteracts my specific one, because it's quite to do with like me losing grip of reality. But he will just tell me what he's done, how he did the shopping, how he got a coffee, how he lays around in the house browsing social media, and that kind of mundane conversation, I guess you would say, really helps alleviate that insanity that I feel. Because one, I'm focused on this other entirely different thing, so I guess it's again shifting focus away from what you're going through. But additionally, it allows me to respond to these mundane topics, and my responses are clear and concise and collected, and that is what makes it quite like counteracting for me, I guess. Lastly, this is not one that I do very often, and my gym isn't open 24/7, so I don't get a chance to use it, because I usually have panic attacks around like 12 o'clock or 11 o'clock at night. But exercising. I find if you exercise in general, I have less panic attacks. There's like a lot of studies about how exercise decreases stress, regulates stress hormones, stuff like that. I'm not going to dive into too deep of a topic of that. But if I go to the gym when I'm having a panic attack, which has happened before, and usually I do cardio, or maybe like some really intense weight training, like maybe like squats or something, using a lot of muscles and a lot of energy, I find that the energy that anxiety attack brings up is like lulled, and then I can kind of take control of the situation again through those techniques that I used earlier. Yeah, it's a really interesting topic. I feel like everyone experiences anxiety in a different way. A lot of people's experiences are quite similar, but I don't think I've really opened up about how I deal with that kind of stuff, at all anyway. It's interesting, to say the least. And I would love to see how, not love to see you guys. Oh my God. That was a Freudian slip if I've had any. I'd love to know, how you guys deal with anxiety, and what methods work for you. I kind of found this sort of stuff by looking it up online and coagulating menagerie of techniques, I guess. Yeah, it's like a cool topic, but also not. I feel like we just need to be more mindful about how much we're putting on our plate in terms of like work. And I know that sometimes we don't actually have quite a lot of control over how much work we're given at our job. But just like simple things, I don't know. Like today, I feel like I had quite a busy day because I kept booking things in one after another, and I'm like, complete task, complete task, complete task, complete task. And we get so focused on the productivity of our day that we forget to take time for ourselves to realize that we kind of do just need to sit in bed or lounge around and watch Netflix for a couple hours, or like just lay down and have that cup of coffee or that cup of tea in your afternoon and enjoy the biscuit that you have with it. It's the small simple things that I feel like we skip over, and it's like those enjoyment, or those moments that we are truly with ourselves and with our thoughts that we need to kind of cherish and really not discount. I mean, look, I'm not saying that I'm perfect and I'm a master at this sort of stuff. But recently I've realized I don't need to completely plan every single thing in my life. There needs to be free time. There needs to be playtime where I can just do things that aren't scheduled. I don't know. It's an interesting thought. I don't have a lot of free time nowadays because with uni and a whole bunch of like Twitch stuff and like me trying to get this YouTube channel off the ground. So I guess I am putting too much on my plate with this, but I feel like I can handle it. One video a week at least. You know, it takes me like an hour to record and maybe an hour and a half to edit. So, you know, hopefully you guys will see more of my face on YouTube and experience some more triggers. This has been a really, I guess, like bare bones video. I know a lot of people like soft spoken. I personally like whispered, but you know, each to their own. And I don't know if I have a really good like soft spoken voice. I feel like it's croaky and deep. Maybe that's the demographic I'm going for, you know. I don't know. I had a topic that I wanted to talk about with I think mental health and being present. Oh. Yeah, it's completely gone on me now. I'm sorry. But it was to do in the same lines of not overloading yourself and kind of taking time for yourself. It's been a big thing that I've kind of come to realize recently. I was putting so much time and effort into like every hour. What was I doing? What was I working on? Like, what am I putting out? What is my productivity? Yada, yada, yada. And I was like, you just run yourself into the ground. You can't, people aren't like, that's what I was going to talk about. People aren't robots. We need sleep. Sleep is so important. You really need to start putting priority on sleep and how that makes you function. It gives you more energy. It gives you the ability to learn, think, and comprehend clearer. Sleeping allows you to consolidate information. So it's really, really important that you get at least 8 hours of sleep, or whatever you feel like your body needs. 8 hours is a non-negotiable minimum for me. Do I break it sometimes in order to push out a project or edit a video? Certainly. I think we all do. But we need to, when we do that, we need to accept that it's a once off and like not make it a habit, because if we consistently are underslept, I don't know the word for that. You're gonna you don't retain information. I think being tired is the equivalent of having the blood alcohol level that you're not allowed to drive at, which is insane to me. Like, you're practically like, there's a lot of things you can't do when you're drunk. One of them is sign a contract or do anything, or obviously drive or anything like that. If you are tired right? You have like technically you have the same brain functionality as someone who is like not able to drive. How are you driving? How are you functioning? How are you learning? How are you being productive? It's a really interesting topic, and there's a lot of videos out there about why sleep and studies, why sleep is so important. I feel like we all know sleep is quite important, and especially quality sleep. Don't drink caffeine after 3 o'clock. It takes like 8 hours or something for caffeine to fully leave your body after you consume it. So what's that, like 3 to 4 to 5 to 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 to 11. So it's 11 o'clock at night. You've still got, like, potentially still got caffeine in your body. I would preferably not drink after 12 o'clock caffeine, because then you've got like 8 o'clock, it's out of your system and you can kind of lull down. Anyway, those are my 2 cents on the matter. This is, I guess, like going to be quite a short video, and hopefully it'll be released Wednesday. Let me have a look. Wednesday the 31st for me in Australia. If you guys are elsewhere in the world, it might be on the 1st of July. Or Thursday. No, wait. It'll be the... I don't know how time zones work. It's going to be Tuesday for you guys in the States, and 31st for everyone in Australia and New Zealand. Thank you so much for watching my video. Kind of a rambling and like mental health talk, but hopefully you guys learned something, and if you're asleep, I am happy that my video helped you either like get to sleep or relax, and have a terrific